Hey Rent to Retires, it's Adam Schrader here with Rent to Retirement, and we are going to talk today about why cap rate is not as useful in the single family rental world as it is in multifamily. Before we get started today, I want to remind everybody, please subscribe to our YouTube channel, click the notification bell. You don't want to miss any of this content we're putting out. We're putting out content 4 or 5 times a week, trying to help you become the investor that you need to be successful. Also, don't forget at the end of this video, if it's been useful, like it so other people can see it's worth watching. And also leave a comment below if there's any topic you want us to cover, either on this YouTube video or on our podcast that we're putting out twice a week. So let's get started. Capitalization rate, cap rate. You hear about it all the time. What is it? Well, quite simply, cap rate is just a mathematical equation. What equation is it? The cap rate equals your net operating income divided by the purchase price or market price of your property. So let's say you're looking at buying a 10-unit property. It brings in $144,000 a month in rent, has $44,000 worth of expenses. So your net operating income is $100,000, and you're looking at buying it for $1 million. Well, that tells you 100,000 divided by $1 million is 10%. Or maybe you're in a market that you know the cap rate is 10% and it makes $100,000 in net operating income. You can say, well, the way you get 10% is you have to put 100,000 over $1 million. And that tells you the general purchase price that you would be looking at to get a complex that will make you $100,000. So what you really then want to look at is, well, then how do I utilize my property to increase the value? Because that's what we all want to do, right? Make more money, increase value. Well, there's 2 big ways that you can change your property values, and they are either the market cap rate can change. Let's say it goes from a 5 cap market to a 6 cap or a 4 cap. That will change your property value, but you don't have much control over that. And we want to talk about things that you can control. So what can you control? That's changing the net operating income. Now, you can do that by either increasing your revenue or decreasing your expenses. How can you increase your revenue? Well, you need to check and see if your rents are at market price. You know, maybe they're too low, maybe they're not. Maybe you can add things to your complex that will make it have a higher rent. You know, or maybe you're spending too much on something. Are you spending too much on landscaping? Are you spending too much on utilities? Are you spending too much on your maintenance person? I'm not telling you don't do maintenance. Don't fix the things that need to be fixed, because you definitely do, or your value is going to be hurt way worse than if you just, did the repair itself. But know that the 2 ways are to increase revenue or decrease expenses. So let's talk about the simple thing of why this isn't as impactful in the single family world. And it should be pretty obvious. The big one is it just doesn't have the same multiplier effect. When you have a 10 unit, 100 unit complex, when you raise the rent $50, it's not just $50 across 1 door. It's across 10 doors. It's across 100 doors. These things have a multiplier effect. Also, you are selling to investors. You're not going to sell a 100 unit apartment complex to a mom and pop investor who want to own or occupy it. That's not going to happen. But in single family rentals, it does. We're selling to investors. We're selling to owner occupieds. We're selling to anybody who wants the property. They're not just looking at the numbers. An owner occupied doesn't care if you're trying to sell a home for $2,000. They don't care that it could rent for $2,500. They don't care if it could rent for $700. They're just looking at the property and saying, can I afford it? And do I want to live here? And if you're selling to an investor in the market, there's a couple of big problems that they have. Number one is they don't know exactly, the comparables aren't there like they are for multifamily. They can look around and see what homes in that area are generally selling for, but it's really hard to find the sales price and the rent that property is getting in one thing. So they don't have the same information there as you do in the multifamily world. So cap rate, you can guess it, but you don't have that same knowledge that you do in the multifamily world. So that's why cap rate is just not something you're going to want to be using all that much whenever you're in the single family rental world, when you're looking for that investment property. It can be a helpful tool just to look and see, oh, that's a 4 cap, that's a 6 cap. Oh, that's an 8 cap, so maybe I'll look at that a little bit closer. It can be helpful there, but it's definitely not the end all be all number that it can be in there. And also keep in mind with cap rate, when it comes to multifamily and when it comes to value, as the cap rate increases, so say it goes from 5% to 10%, your property value has to decrease. And when the cap rate decreases, your property value goes up. They're inversely related to one another. So that's it for today. I hope that's been useful. If it has been, please click the like button and let other people know that they should take a look at this video. Also, please leave a comment below. Tell us if there's anything else you think we should cover. Like I said, we'll cover it here in our YouTube channel or over on our podcast that you can find at renttoretirement.com. Also over on renttoretirement.com, you can check out all the inventory that we have available across the country for properties that might work for your portfolio. You can schedule a call with one of our investment counselors to find out how you can best prepare yourself for success in real estate, meet some new members of your real estate team. And so please do all of that. We hope to see you. If you want those pro formas, those brochures sent straight to your phone, go to renttoretirement.com/hotlist and you can get those every day whenever we upload them. And I hope it's been helpful. We'll see you on the next video.